Greg Tepper, Dave Gamel's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com here at the THSCA Coaching School and Convention in San Antonio with the head coach of those Amarillo Tascosa Rebels. It's Coach Ken Plunk. Coach, thanks for making the drive just for us.
I did. I made the drive for you guys. Want to come down here and get an interview with you, Greg.
How are things in Amarillo? I always just
hot, very hot.
I was going to say
wind's blowing a little bit. I mean, things are great. Great city, great place to be, and but it is hot.
I think I don't know how you feel. I feel like the football in Amarillo in the past few years has really just like the whole football scene has really taken leveled up. Do you feel that from within as well?
Oh, I do. I think that particularly the larger classifications. We've always in the Panhandle had really good state contending smaller classifications, but I think in the past 5, 6, 7 years, the 6 and the 5A, of course we're all 5A now, we've put some teams out there that can compete at the state level.
It's really fun to watch your squad, and I'm interested. Let's start with Realignment, because Realignment comes along and you are thrust into a district that is challenging. Let's say a challenging district. Yeah. It's a bear. We were talking with DJ Mann at Lubbock Coronado earlier, and we have him 5th in district, and that's not really an insult because it seems to me that your district is going to be brutal each and every week.
I think so. I think it's going to be it's very similar to when we were with Permian and Lee and all that crew, and it's like that really you're going to have to play really good football to get out. And you could have a 4th-place team make a deep playoff run because the competition's just that great. A good team's going to be left at home, and we're just hoping it's not us. But somebody that's a really good football team is not going to make the playoffs, and that's not usually the case in modern football with 4 teams going. Usually, if you can play, you're going to make the playoffs.
Let's talk a little bit about your team heading into 2022, and there's one gentleman in particular I want to talk about in a minute. But when you take a look at your team heading into 2022, where do you feel like you're going to hang your hat? What do you think is this team going to be about?
I think we're going to run the football. Obviously,
you are joking me.
Yeah, we're going to probably run the ball. We think we can do that well. We do have to get better at throwing it. I mean, it's something we've made a conscious effort in the off season of we're going to get better at throwing the football. We've had too many games in the last couple of years that people really just don't respect any portion of our passing game. And they probably shouldn't because we weren't throwing it, but we're going to throw it a little better. But we're still going to be a run-based team. I think defensively we should be really good. Our D-line, we have a lot of kids coming back. We have a lot of athletic kids. I think defensively we could be really, really good, maybe one of the better ones we've had.
It's going to be fun. Well, one of the guys on the defense, Avion Carter, perhaps you're familiar with his work.
Pretty familiar. I think I just got a text from him actually as we were talking. So,
I have no doubt that he's you guys have a close-knit relationship. And speaking of which, you get to watch this guy who is obviously all over recruiting radars everywhere, every day in practice, and see him when the cameras aren't on. What is it about Avion Carter that sets him apart?
Well, I think it's the effort that he plays. He's very relentless. He has a lot of talent. Yeah. I mean, you don't get that highly recruited without a great deal of talent. He's tall, he's strong, he can move very well. But the thing that sets him apart is just how hard he plays. I mean, he's very fanatical to get to the football. And I think the other thing that sets him apart is just how high his character is. He's fun to be around. His teammates enjoy being around him. And we say it all the time, we've had a lot of really good players at Tascosa, but nobody's a superstar at Tascosa. I mean, you're going to be a football player for us, and that's the way we coach you. We think it helps you. One, it helps us win football games. That's the most important thing, but also it helps prepare you for college, that you're not going to get treated as a superstar at Tascosa.
No, absolutely not. All right, so finally, the most important question. Let's just say we come out to Dick Bivens Stadium to watch the Tascosa Rebels put a hurting on somebody. I get hangry if I don't eat before a game. I get upset. So where do I need to make sure I'm stopping on the way?
There's several places. Probably one I always, when college coaches come in, I tell them to go to Tyler's Barbecue.
Okay.
Tyler's Barbecue on Paramount. It's owned by Tascosa people. But there's several. But Tyler's is the place when people come in. And they asked where to eat. I said, well, you need to go down to Tyler's because Tyler's has really good barbecue.
Okay. And they're Tascosa people.
So
that helps because if it were Palo Duro people, we can't be having that.
Well, no, I certainly wouldn't send anybody to the restaurant.
Ken Plunk, appreciate your time.
I appreciate it.
Thanks very much.
See you.